Hey guys, Mr. Brailsford here. I'm going to talk to you about governments. I know we already discussed how people came together and formed governments to survive and to stay safe and protect themselves. But we're going to talk about what governments are, what types there are, and to do that we're going to use our word wall behind me. So here we are at the word wall, and we're going to come over and we're going to look from our word wall over to government. So government's a group of people who have the power to make and enforce laws for a country or area. What does that mean? So when we look at governments, in the United States, we have a democracy, and our legislature or Congress creates laws that keep us safe, like wearing a seatbelt, like making sure that we have taxes that can go to be used to make new roads. These are all laws that the government puts in place to create a military, to create other things that keep us safe. Now, when governments first started, they were unlimited. A government structure in which there are no effective limits on government actions. If you look over at the picture I put on the word wall, I got this big baby, and he's like, I want more, give me more, gimme, gimme, gimme. This is the example of a big government that is unlimited. Usually you think of kings or dictators, tyrants, people who are using tyranny or an unjust use of power. When we think about unlimited government, we talk about these things. There's no control. Nothing can stop the people from using their power. In America, we have a limited government. It's a government structure in which government actions are limited by laws. If we look at the picture, you got the tape all over it that says limits, limits, limits. And these are limited by something known as a constitution. And while we call it a constitution in America, the first of these kind of documents was called the Magna Carta. You'll learn about that more in 8th grade and 7th grade. But Constitution is a system of basic rules and principles by which a government is organized. In our Constitution, the first 3 articles do nothing but limit the government's power. It creates a separation of power with checks and balances to make sure that one person doesn't have all the control. And that this way, you have a less chance of having a tyranny, an unjust use of power. So when we look at this, we're looking at the ways that people create rules to make everyone safe. Governments do this by creating laws such as putting on a seatbelt, driving at safe speeds, collecting taxes to make sure they have police forces, firefighters, and all these other services that keep people safe and protected. A limited government ensures that these taxes are only being used for the people because they're making sure that there's things in place that keep one person from becoming a tyrant with unjust use of power. We don't want a tyranny in an unlimited government, where there are plenty of examples of unlimited governments today, like in North Korea, Kim Jong-un has unlimited power. The Communist Party in China has unlimited power. They can control everything that happens. Whereas in America, there's a limited power. People choose who they elect in office and can choose people to move out of office. This is one of the checks and balances in place. The legislature, the Congress makes the laws, and then it gets cut back by the president, who can either choose to veto it or create it into law, or the Supreme Court can say, nope, that's not constitutional, it's not a law. All right? But the president doesn't have the power to create laws, and the Supreme Court doesn't have the power to create laws. They can just say it is a law or it is not a law. That's the difference between a limited and an unlimited government. A limited government is limited. They can only do the things that are allowed by the people. In an unlimited government, the king or a dictator has complete power and can do whatever they want. They can be a fair ruler, or they could be like this giant baby.